So what we're going to do first is I'm going to throw a capo on here. I'm actually going to use a Diodario capo because this one tightens down pretty tight. I don't have to worry about it. I tend to use all sorts of different capos for different things, and I will do a capo review one of these days. So we're going to throw that down. I'm going to grab my cheap little Dunlop winder, and we're going to unwind all these and loosen them up. Now that we've unwound them all, the capo is actually going to keep the strings in place on the tuners, and we're going to take out all the pegs. I'm just going to throw those down really quick. Now we come to the beast. We're actually just going to pull the saddle out. And it just needs to take a little bit off the bottom. Do not shave the top. That's bad juju. Shave off the bottom. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, use sandpaper, make a pencil mark, that kind of thing. If you know exactly how much you need to shave off, I eyeball everything. I don't even make a pencil mark. I just kind of go until it's down. But because I'm so impatient, I actually don't use that. I use like a 100 grit file or like a 40 grit like steel file. And what I do is basically hold this flat, and then you're just going to want to move along right here. And you can see the shavings coming right off. Okay, so for all practical purposes, I know about how much I need to take off, so I'm going to grab a pencil. I am actually going to mark because I do have to take quite a bit off. Okay, so I've actually made a pencil mark. It's pretty thick. I would say at least a 1/16 of an inch, and so I'm going to take that off, and then we'll throw it back in, throw a couple strings on, and see how it works from there. Alright, so I shaved it down most of the way. We're going to throw it back in, and it's pretty low now, so I'm going to take one of the center strings here and throw that here, and we'll just kind of get an idea of where it is. Throw a peg in there, da, 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 da. And then we're going to actually use a quarter, and I'm going to stick the quarter underneath there and at the 12th fret. So basically, right here if I get it right. So I'm going to wind this up a little bit. Somewhat, kind of, sort of. Should be really close. Alright, and we'll take a look. It seems to be right on the top of the quarter, so we should be good. Like I said, I've done this a lot, so don't take off a whole lot to start with. Just start off with everything pretty simple. Now, okay, so we've got the saddle about where I want it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a few little run-of-the-mill maintenance deals here. First thing I'm going to do, needle nose or another set of pliers would actually work better. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten up all the nuts on the tuners and make sure those are tight. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some fretboard oil. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Actually, let me take this peg out, drop that string. Now, I'm going to put about one little itty-bitty drop for each little spot, just like that. And I'm also going to put some here, and then we're going to take our towel, and I'm going to go ahead and work some of this into the fretboard. Now, for I'm going to use the one, which is like an all-in-one. I'm not actually going to use the wax. I'm just going to kind of give it a little spritz. Try not to get it on the saddle or up there, but I am going to do just a skosh up there on the headstock too. And then I'll use a different towel for that. And we're just going to kind of rub that in. And then we're going to go ahead and string this puppy back up and get it tuned. Alright, so we've got it all tuned up, and we'll just give it a little try. enough to me. You know, if you get everything back together and you see that the saddle is still really high, which this one's a little high, so I'll probably take it apart and probably shave a little bit more off of that saddle. That's not a problem, and just throw everything back together, tune it up. This is a process, so you're not going to get it all right the first time, no matter how many times you do it. So, thanks so much. Stick around, stay tuned, subscribe if you like, and I will see you, all of you guys and gals, if there are any later.